Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Today's video is regarding the interview that Stephan Sterns' dad requested with the Kissimmee Police Department. And this interview took place on July 16th of this year, which is only a couple months ago. So that means they had 5 months to investigate. Stephan Sterns' dad went down there to try to imply and to insinuate that they're aware that Jennifer was part of what happened to Madeline, but the reality came crashing down when the officer in a couple different locations in this interview said that they don't believe that Jennifer had any knowledge or was aware of what Stephan Sterns was doing to Maddie over all those years. Okay, so let's take a listen to the video right now, but leave comments as you're listening in the comment section and hit that like button. So here we go.
I've actually slimmed down since I've seen you. I'm almost like a 70 pounds.
You're down 70 pounds?
Yeah. Started in late January too.
We'll just go upstairs.
Yeah, the new meds that they put me on and what have you. I keep trying to put weight on it and I can't seem to.
I guess somebody's in the training room. Which one? This one? Yeah. Yeah, that's work. Oh, thank you. I'll bring it, sir.
Okay.
That was.
Oh, boy. That drives up pain.
It's a long way.
Well, you know, I looked at Google Maps last night and just, you know, you can forecast ahead, and it said 2.5 to 3.5 hours. And I was trying to get over to the correction center at the scheduled time, and it said, well, you know, I'm just going to have to leave early. So I was up at 3:15, and well, the dogs get me up. You know, it's either they have to go or I have to go.
Right.
And so when one of them starts, woof, I go, okay, we're up. But,
So I know once you get to the Champions Gate area on I-4, it's a parking lot.
Yeah. When are they supposed to have that fixed?
I thought it was already supposed to be fixed, but they spent all kinds of millions of dollars to do some overpass or some exchange, and it didn't do anything.
Well, whatever they do is going to be a short fix anyway, because they'll outgrow it. I mean, I remember as a kid moving to the Orlando area back in the 60s, you know, I-4 was already outdated anyway.
Right.
You know, it's always one step forward, 2 steps back, and they're always constantly chasing this
Absolutely.
stuff. Hey, I just wanted to touch base with you just to get up to speed on some things. You know, I'm surprised that Jenn hasn't been arrested yet because, you know, we feel in our heart that, you know, she was there when the death occurred and was involved in the cover-up. She obviously lied to the sheriff's department in their statement as to, you know, the disappearance of Jenn when that was all a ruse. Maddie was a ruse to begin with. So I'm just curious as to why nothing. Where is she? Is she still in the country? Is she in some institution?
I don't know. I know the state attorney's office has been in contact with her. Once my case packet is delivered to the state attorney's office, my involvement is pretty much done.
Yeah.
So, where she's at, no idea. You know,
Okay.
but I know the state attorney is still in contact with her.
Okay. Well, all right. It's just surprising that somebody that was there during the death and probably responsible for it certainly participated and hasn't been arrested. One of the things that we have kind of speculated or come to the conclusion of is in talking to Stephan, and obviously he's not telling us much because he's under the instructions of his attorney to keep quiet about it, and obviously that's their defense. But he said something kind of odd that we have been, my wife and I have been kind of kicking back and forth, and he made a statement that said, I didn't start it. And that kind of puzzled me is what do you mean I didn't start it? Getting to the chase, I think they were involved in some sort of criminal enterprise. I think those photos on his phone, and again, the day of his arrest, in Jennifer's demeanor, as I've shared with you, is just really out of context of what you would expect from a mother who just learned that her significant other. I think that is still a possibility of that occurring, but I don't know if she took a photo of the photos that she was shown, the images off of Stephan's phone, or maybe she showed me something she had on her phone, but the flashing back to that image, and again, it was something I didn't want to see, so I didn't want to spend a lot of time gazing at it, looking at it. Didn't want to see it to begin with, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. But the image that I recall seeing was which meant that.
So you're saying Jenn showed you this picture?
Yeah. And I thought it was maybe she grabbed it. She said she was shown, they had a package, whoever it was showing the package.
That was me.
Okay. She said, well, I don't want to see all of it. Supposedly, again, her telling me this, that she looked at Am I imagining that?
I can tell you this, that Jennifer, unless she had, which I'll get that in a second, the pictures that were shown to Jennifer during the interview to identify Stephan, she wasn't able to take any photos of those pictures. Does that make sense?
All right.
Okay. So, and have you read my narrative yet for this?
No.
Okay, that's going to answer a lot of your questions. So I don't know if Stephan can get you.
Well, how would I get that?
I don't know if his attorney can give it to you, or if Stephan, I'm sure he already has it through Discovery and stuff like that.
Well, didn't the state attorney release the investigative reports?
Everything should have been released.
Yeah,
because I know here,
because the news stations immediately put up their stories about it on their.
I know public records requests have been done here as well for the case.
Yeah,
so it's out there. That's going to answer a lot of your questions. But as for a picture being on Jennifer's phone, we downloaded her phone just like we did Stephan's, and there is 0 images like that on her phone. So where you got this image, I don't know where that came from.
Maybe I'm just envisioning it or whatever. I don't know. But I think they were involved in some sort of criminal enterprise because there was money being spent. Packages were arriving at our house on a frequent basis, and when I brought Stephan home from Kissimmee at the end of November, to my knowledge, he had no money. Because I provided a lot of financial support for him and told him, hey, time has run out, I can't do this anymore. Whatever you're doing at Disney is going to take way too many years to go through promotions and pay raises to where you could afford to support yourself. I mean, you need to be making 2.5 times what you're making,
right?
And you'll never get there. You need to find a career path, which is what I was trying to find for him. I was encouraged by his work ethics that he was demonstrating at Disney, which what precipitated me bringing him back. But since learned as early as the day he was arrested, because Jennifer said that he had called in quite a bit at Disney, which was kind of like his MO, and it really disappointed me to hear that. And when he came home, he fell into the same bullshit pattern that we had been struggling with for many years. Trying to get him out of bed and go out there and find a job, what have you, and then all this fell apart. But there was money, there were packages arriving on a constant basis. When I asked him about where the money was coming from. He said savings. Well, I can tell you that other than the inheritance he got from his father, which he blew through rather quickly, there was never been any savings. He never saved 2 nickels. So some money had to be coming somewhere. But his comment about I didn't start it got us wondering that maybe he was caught up in a criminal enterprise with Jenn, and Jennifer was. And I don't know if you can collaborate that or not, but I just thought I'd share that.
I mean, without getting too much into my investigation in the narrative, it did not appear to be that way, that they were working together.
Okay.
Because I will tell you this, we have spent months, thousands of hours, literally going line by line through his phone and her phone, and there is nothing to suggest that theory, that they were working together.
Could they be working independent?
Well, Stephan was working independent.
He was.
I can tell you that, yes.
Okay, so he was involved in a criminal enterprise.
Well, I don't want to say criminal enterprise, but the stuff that was found on his phone pretty much painted the picture of the whole case.
Okay. More Maddie?
There was, the thumb drive that you provided.
Was okay, so there was stuff on that.
There, I can tell you there was So identifying those individuals, it'd be almost nearly impossible.
30,000?
Yes, sir.
What about the hard drive?
The hard drive was not used when the forensics unit got it. I don't think it was used since like 2020 or something like that.
Well, why did he go to the extent of hiding the damn thing? Because like I said, he was on that computer Sunday morning, and then I assumed when I handed it over that it
the desktop that you handed us there was not a hard drive in it.
Right, and then that surprised me. And then when I went to move out of the storage unit, it was at a location at the back. And if you've seen photos, there was a rack of shelves. And
I was there that night when we did this.
Okay, so you could easily slide back to the rear of that, and from where it was, you could easily tuck in where I found the hard drive. You could easily just place it.
Right.
So I don't know if he.
But there was no activity on the hard drive for years.
Huh.
So we don't know where the hard drive on the computer that he was using when you said you saw him using the computer, where that hard drive is.
This isn't the same hard drive?
No.
Oh.
Because if he was using it that morning, we would have been able to tell through the forensics number.
Right.
And no, it hasn't been used since, I want to say 2020 maybe.
Okay, so it was an assumption on my part that was the same hard drive. But I don't know how he put that hard drive in it, and I don't know how he put that in there. So he must have just destroyed the thing.
Right.
It would have made best sense to do that for sure. But too bad he wasn't smart enough about the phone. Not that I would be encouraging that, but still. The other interesting thing is, as you know, I came up early Wednesday morning, 2 o'clock, checked into the hotel, tucked Steph and Jenn into their room and left 2:20, 2:30. I went to bed, and then with the recent release of the investigative report, found out that this white Nissan had visited the site of where the body was dumped, which I assume was later is identified as Jennifer's car, which meant that based on the timing of what the information revealed, and I'm assuming from the hotel to the townhouse was at least 30 minutes, but I didn't think they had access into that townhome. They just go to the parking lot, or were they able to access the townhome? Because I thought they were asked to vacate, which is why we were in the hotel room.
So, maybe I misunderstood. You're saying the Nissan...
They said the report said that they left Kissimmee at 3:18 and went down to St. Cloud and spent 30 minutes and then returned.
Yes. They did.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming they departed from the townhouse?
no.
Oh, okay. I'm just...
No, they left from the hotel.
Oh, okay. 3:18. Okay, so 45 minutes later after checking in. Got it. Does any footage show that they both went or just one?
Just him.
Just him. I asked him about that, and which was would have been on a recorded phone call, why he did that, and he said that he was speculating killing himself.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting, and so then he came back to the hotel, or he...
I don't know if he went back to the hotel there, or if he went... No, he had to go back to the hotel because we have the car leaving the hotel going to Northport. And then the car down to Northport as well.
What time did he leave the hotel to go to Northport?
I don't remember exactly.
And I wonder, because Jennifer called me, as I shared with you, I thought around 9:45, asked me if I knew where Stephan was.
That's when he was on his way back.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was just, she was playing me with that, knowing that he left and went down there. But again, can't figure out why he went down to Northport. Because by the time he would have arrived, would have put him at past 6 o'clock. And
well, we know exactly what time he was. Once again, I don't remember what time it was, but we can put him within less than a mile from your house through dash cam video from Northport PD that was working a crash showed him in the car at that point. So we know exactly what time he was there. But what time he came back, I don't remember what time it was.
Okay. Did you ever confirm that he went to the storage unit?
The records from the storage unit were kind of wishy-washy.
Yeah.
It looked like somebody used your access code, but when we talked to him again, they said the dates and times, they may have been mistaken. So whether he was there or not, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Weird. Because like I said, and as Debbie shared, she said the dogs went on full alert around 5 something, but anything could have spooked him, but definitely he wasn't in Northport at that time. So it's just curious as to why. I don't know if he tried to come to the house, and maybe the dogs didn't go on full alert, because he again talked about getting access to his guns, and then he could have accessed a couple of other guns he had at the house.
But he had one gun with him. So any reason why he would want his other guns?
He was in possession of the gun when he was in the white Nissan? Because my understanding is the police had confiscated
they took the silver Lincoln, which had the 27th, I believe, when KPD officers went out to talk to Jenn and Stephan about the disappearance of Maddie. They checked the cars, and inside Stephan's car was a gun.
Right.
So then, at some point, he takes that gun, puts it inside the house, and when they did the search warrant on the house, that's when they recovered that gun.
Okay.
So whether he went down there to get another gun...
Well, because he said, I went to get the guns because I was considering killing myself. And so now that makes sense. He would have come down to Northport to try to get into the house to get the guns. And maybe he came up to the house and found out he couldn't get into the house. The dogs didn't go on full alert. And so that makes sense. So that's probably what he was doing. Again, kind of confirming his comment about wanting to get the guns. So he only had the one at the townhouse, which didn't make sense. But now coming down to Northport to do that would make sense. Long way to go for nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything for me?
No? Not really. I mean, now it's obviously going to be a process.
Yeah.
A lengthy one, probably.
Yeah.
But
well, he keeps saying that there's some glimmer of hope, and I'm sitting there going, what glimmer of hope could there be? I mean, you got these horrendous charges of these images and what have you, and and then you've got the murder charge. It's like, I don't know what bullet he thinks he's going to dodge.
Right.
We want to keep him as positive as possible, but
your parents, so it's natural.
Yeah.
Regardless of what he didn't do, or whatever, you still got to treat him as your son.
Yeah.
And
30,000 images.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Did you have to view all 30,000?
Yes.
How long does it take to do that?
A long time.
Talk about not unseeing something.
Yeah, it's...
I envy your job, and then I don't envy your
right.
job. I know it's fascinating work, but at the same time, you're left with a lifetime of that shit.
Yeah, you see it a lot.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I appreciate your help.
Yes, sir. Not a problem at all.
All right, to give me some answer some questions. Again, we're just trying to get some closure to this and figure out how far back do those images go.
2000.
There were images.
Yes.
Any reason to believe that Jennifer was aware or not aware of this going on?
We don't believe she was aware.
Anything prior to that with anybody else?
From Stephan or?
Yeah, Stephan, yeah.
Not that we know of.
We're clueless how this could have started and why.
Mm-hmm.
We asked him, Debbie did, is there any history of, certainly not from us, but from somebody else, and he said no. Mm-hmm. So we're clueless as to how this all got started.
That's a big question. A lot of people that do these sorts of things, we never know.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, guys, you've been helpful. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Again, we're just trying to get
Thanks for stopping by.
Well, thank you for entertaining.
And anytime, just give me a call. You have my number. Feel free to call anytime.
Thank you. Good seeing you
Yes,
again.
sir. Absolutely.
All right. These canines, just looking at short term of duty. 2 years.
Yeah.
Were they killed of duty? Line of duty? 3 years and 2 years.
He was, yes, shot in the line of duty. This was an accident.
Oh. How many guys you got on the force now?
Right now, I think we only have one because they just retired another one.
Shepherd or Malinois?
Malinois.
Oh, okay. Is that the standard dog these days?
Yeah. Yeah, they're lighter and more agile.
Yeah. All right, guys, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
It is 9:41 a.m. We're going to conclude this interview.
Well, there you have it, everybody. I hope that can put to rest a lot of your minds out there that believed that Jennifer had something to do with what happened to Madeline and that she had knowledge. Law enforcement seems absolutely certain in this interview that she had no knowledge. They can find absolutely nothing that connects Jennifer to the things that Stephan Sterns did and what he was doing over all those years. One thing I didn't like that the father said was that he wished, thought, man, he should have been better with the cell phone data. And it's like, yeah, but would you really want a predator like that to get away with something like that? I mean, we all think about it like, what an idiot. The cell phone stuff. Maybe that's kind of what his dad is saying there. And I feel a little bit bad for his father. He wants Jennifer to have some culpability so it minimizes or sort of mitigates the responsibility of Stephan Sterns a bit. But it turns out that the truth, when it came crashing down on Stephan Sterns' dad, is that Sterns acted completely alone and groomed Jennifer and Maddie over the years to be able to do the things that he was doing. All right? So leave a comment in the comments section. I would appreciate it. Thank you all very much for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.